Hello, Spenser Little here, and welcome to my very first museum solo exhibition, Illumination Devices, graciously hosted at the Museum of Art and History in Lancaster, California, at their Cedar branch. In this exhibition, Illumination Devices, which is a mouthful of a title, I have focused the majority of the work on creating large, 3D kinetic multi-medium sculptures that of course are very intricate, fancy lamps. The lamps are a mixture of wood carving, metal fabrication, lightweight on your feet engineering using electric servo motors to drive gears and pistons, causing the lamps to reveal hidden chambers. As the lamps move and reveal their hidden chambers, there's different scenarios playing out in the inner rooms of the lamps involving smaller characters that I've also carved out of wood. The lamps are all wrapped in tissue paper and glued that I shrink wrap with a heat gun to give it almost like a skin effect over the wire and steel bar armature that makes up the design of the body. One of the main focal points of the show for me is the inner defense mechanism lamp. This lamp stands about 7.5 feet tall and has a quite domineering presence. It has a center head up at the very top of the character that I've carved out of figurative maple that bops up and down to survey the room but has its eyes closed like a blind watchtower. And then in the abdomen of the lamp there's another face that splits open like a window, revealing another character who's inside the body consuming money endlessly. And then inside of that torso of the smaller character, there's another carved wood out of red heart character who's paranoially waving a gun around from inside. So this lamp, you don't have to look into it too deeply to see its metaphor. It's just all about our own inner personal defense mechanisms that we all carry and hide. And the most ornamental lamp, I think, is the red and gold Spy on Your Neighbor lamp. This lamp is carved out of red heart and has a lovely paper with gold leaf pattern on it that gives it a much more ornate feel to the paper. This one has a nice seesaw to the movement. While one door opens, the other one closes in a back and forth movement. And in one interior chamber, there is a small character carved out of orange osage, looking into a little view portal into where there's light coming onto its face. And then in the other room, there's a much darker wood carved out of Coca-Cola for the character, where they're looking into the window, kind of peering in at one another, kind of like a yin and a yang of spying on each other, which speaks to our voyeuristic nature, especially with social media, always keeping tabs on everyone. One of my favorite of the smaller lamps is the purple lamp, Demons Policing the Inner Peace. This lamp the outer character is carved out of purple heart, a beautiful, naturally hued purple wood, and the inner chambers, which have 4 doors on each side of the abdomen, revealing 2 small demons carved out of red heart, the cousin of purple heart, with tiny little pitchforks as they circle around a center head that is meant to represent inner peace. Another lamp is the Identity Roulette lamp, which is done in red heart with red glued tissue paper for the skin. This lamp has a carousel of different wire faces that represent different emotions that oscillate around the center character's head, and then in the abdomen there's a smaller purple heart character in the hidden chamber with words floating around in its face. This lamp is meant to represent just the human fluctuation of emotions, how we're never one constant thing. We're always a flux of different emotions and feelings. And I'm hoping that the viewer looks at this lamp and kind of has their own little emotional roller coaster as they watch the carousel cascade around with different emotions floating. All these lamps are meant to represent a lot about what I feel we as humans do, where we create these very shiny exterior and facades to cover up our inner workings, our sloppy, greasy nuts and bolts of what drives our inner functions. These lamps were very fun to make. I hope you enjoy them.